Good evening, it's VJ Franz K. I've just been practicing with my RC505 looper, and there's an issue that has been coming up in the Facebook message group, and I call it the broken loop bug, but it is something that you might have run into, and there are workarounds, there are possible ways to get around it. So first let me show you what it is. So I've started my timer there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So I've recorded a loop. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, this is a broken loop. 2, 3, 4. When this has happened, I can't do anything with this loop. I can't overdub it. It's not playing. It plays through maybe once there, but then it stops and it just stays in this flashing state. So that is the so-called broken loop bug. And the way that... So what is the cause of this issue? Well, the reason why is because the first loop that we recorded was a 1-bar loop. So when you have the sequencer going, and here is another tip for your recordings. If you want to record and you don't want to have that beat audible, you can just turn the rhythm level down to 0 or near 0, and then it will not get in the way of your other things. But that is still a way to keep the sequencer going, and you can always see the way the sequencer is going by the way the tap tempo button is flashing. So it's counting in, it has the internal timing, but you just don't hear it as much or at all. So one possible way around this is to make sure that the first loop that you record is not a 1-bar loop. 1, 2, wait. All right, we'll start it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I, J, K, L, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, R, S, T, 5, 6, W, X, Y, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, H, I, J, K, so, L. Because we recorded P, Q, R, S, T, U, we recorded the second loop, Y, Z. The second loop was not recorded. See, it's working. Okay. And that is because the first time I recorded the loop, it was 2 bars long. It was not 1 bar long. So that is the workaround, is just anything except a 1-bar loop for your first loop will avoid that issue. But you say K, L, M, N, O. Suppose if I want to record a 1-bar loop for my first loop, because that is a kind of common situation. You might want a human beatbox or use a drum machine or hand drums or whatever to set your rhythm, and your rhythm might want to be 1 bar long. So that is an issue, and I hope they will fix it with the firmware. But until that comes around, there are a variety of ways to get around it. So you say, how can we do that? And basically just record anything else. You can have it be a blank loop, and then that'll get around the problem. So you can say, I'll go ahead and record a 2-bar loop of silence. Now I've got to turn up my microphone again. So that is a 2-bar loop of silence. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, C, 4. 1, 2, G, 4. Y, J, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, C, 4. 1, 2, G, 4. Y, J, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, C, 4. And we have solved that problem, you see, because the people didn't hear that there was a blank loop playing, but the machine knew that there was one playing. And then that allowed me to record my 1-bar loop after that. So if you're making your template set, you could just, if you know you're going to be doing that, you could record a 2-bar loop of silence. You can record a 1-bar loop of silence over here then after that. And then you can erase this, or you can record over this because it's just a blank loop. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you to add more things in it by using overdub mode. It's waiting for you to add more things in it by using overdub mode. It's waiting for you to add in it, more in it. So that is a way around it. And just remember that even though most of us like to have our loops before they're recorded, we leave the message, the measure on free, just so we could loop whatever length that we feel like, and then that will it'll automatically go into that length. But if you want to have direct control over how many bars it is, go ahead and switch it to a certain number of bars, and then it'll automatically stop after 1 or 2. It'll automatically stop after 1 bar. It'll automatically stop after 1 bar. It'll automatically stop after 1 bar. It'll automatically... See, so then you will know. The RC505, it's really an amazing instrument. Yes, it is an instrument. You combine it with your voice or your instruments, your guitars, your things. But hey, you can chop using your things in such interesting ways that can be cool. Or if you want to get really interesting with it, you can actually go ahead and set this to not one loop, but just a note, just a single note. Note, 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 note. Note, 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 note. Like, suppose you're doing human beatbox or something like that. You might drop your first kick drum into a loop like that, and then you'd be set for doing house or techno track, something with the 4 on the floor beat or whatever. Or it won't let me change that when there is a wave file in the looper. You can't change it because you can't, even though it would be cool if you could go back and trim those. That's another thing I wish for. But yeah, I suggest leave this on free, but if you always know that you'll put a 1-bar loop in the first section, then on your template file you could set one measure there so it would always be ready for that. And in fact, in your template file, like I said, in your template file, you could leave that blank 2-bar loop and or a blank 1-bar loop, as long as you know that it'll be okay after one OP, and you will avoid the so-called broken loop bug. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If you're interested in the RC505, why don't you join the RC505 Facebook group? It's actually very useful and interesting. You can see what everyone else is doing, which no matter what you're doing, there will be someone else in there who is doing something very different, and it might give you new ideas, or just you'll come back to your own style with some different thoughts. And of course you can pick up technical tips, various anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I also have a VJ Franz K creative tech page on Facebook if you would like to like that. Thanks to everyone in the RC505 group for helping to figure out the workarounds for these problems, and just good techniques. And let's do a lot more. What do you say? VJ Franz K signing out for now.